Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. Alderwoman Elizabeth Thomas joined me on Wednesday, October the 29th, when we broke the Guinness World Record for most TV interviews in 12 hours. She talked about her life of service, what it's been like for her to be an example. Enjoy this episode of Daily Dose of Good News. So the first thing I want to talk to you about, because a lot of what I respect about you and what I've seen from you in the past 10 years is your commitment to service. What has it been like for you to embrace the responsibility that comes with that service?
Service comes with stewardship. Stewardship meaning that you are doing the work of the Lord, which means that Jesus didn't come to be served, he came to serve. And if we would all look at our lives the same manner, I get my rewards by serving people. Some people don't realize that God put people in your path for a reason. Everything that you receive is not necessarily for you. It is really to be passed on to others so that they can see the price that they should be looking out to acknowledging. I enjoy being a servant. Mm-hmm. I look forward to it. My daughter always tells me, she said, Mom, I hate to go to the grocery store with you because you go in and get a box of salt, you stay in there 3 hours. And I said, but you don't understand. Some people are fighting a battle. And for me, just to walk up and listen to someone, even though I'm in a hurry, time means nothing to me, especially at this age where I am in now. I enjoy every moment, the least little things. What people think that I might not enjoy, I enjoy. My husband criticized me all the time. You stay on the phone, you stay on the phone. But he don't know. A lot of times people on the phone talking to me is because they have a problem. And I'm a retired social worker, which means my job is to solve problems. Even though what they see as a problem, I might see as a little joke. But I just love people. Yeah. And to be a servant, you got to love people.
That's right. Well, that ties in perfectly with my next question for you, Mrs. Thomas, because I think, for a lot of people who are in the public, and you are one of those people, I've had to embrace it myself, even though it's not easy for me to look at myself that way. People are opinionated. Mm-hmm. People will have their things that they have to say. Not everything they say will be kind. Mm-hmm. So my second question to you is it easy for you not to take it personally?
Somewhat, maturity brings about a change. Okay. I've had jobs where I was accused of you're saving it for the white folks, and then the whites will come in and say you saving it for your black friends and whatever. But I can't take it personally because I'm there to do a job. My job is to serve again, and in order for me to serve, I can't look at what color you are or anything like that. I have to look at your needs. Once I fulfill your needs, then I have done my service.
All right. So such a good point. But that leads us to this question, because, and this is, it's funny because people will, when they see you doing things, they will ask you, well, you ought to do this. You ought to do this. You made the decision to run for office. What made you want to do that?
I ran for office because I just saw that there was a need in my community. And the former alderman who was there, he decided that he wasn't going to run anymore. And I went to him and asked him, was it okay that could I run for his position? He said, Liz, you'll be the perfect person. And I just saw that there was things that I could do, visions that I could see. And I'm a person who believes on taking a task. And I'm not going to let it go until I fulfill that task. And in my area, people come to me now and say, well, you're supposed to be about the whole city. Yes, but I'm about Ward 4 also. And my goal is to make sure that Ward 4 is taken care of. Charity begin at home, spread abroad. Now, I do take care of other parts of the city, right, but my number one goal is Ward 4.
Yeah, I love that. And I think, too, it goes to the next question, which kind of brings all of this together. By taking the steps that you've taken, Mrs. Thomas, did you know that you were going to inspire other people by your actions?
Well, I didn't realize that at first, But, you know, a lot of people criticize the Thomases because they said, my husband's a senator, my son is a supervisor, and I'm an alderwoman, which means that it's just too much power in one family. But things happen because God put you there. God has a purpose for everything that goes around. We have to realize that so much is given, much is expected. And, you know, it's like the people who had the men that had the talents. One had one had three, one had five. The one who had one buried his, but the one who had the most utilized it. And I think you can't find a Thomas that don't spread theirs abroad. Yeah. Nowhere you go.
I've seen that personally, and I totally agree with that. That brings it to your fifth question, Mrs. Thomas, and that is about Yazoo City. Mm-hmm. I have spent more time in Yazoo City since I've been with the station than I have in my entire life, and I turned 50 this year. What has that been like for you to show people the positive things that are coming from Yazoo City and that are happening in Yazoo City?
I'm excited about Yazoo City, even though some see it half empty, some see it half full. We have a lot to offer in Yazoo City. The thing is, just like in any town in the state of Mississippi, right, we've got to work together to fulfill what is needed. Mm-hmm. And we got to stop this I. There's no I in team or together. We got to work as a unity, a unit, and make sure that my children and grandchildren will be able to come to Yazoo City and enjoy it.
Your bonus question is about family, Mrs. Thomas. And here's the funny thing. When people watch this interview, they're going to think this is already planned. they're not going to know this literally just came about in the past 15 minutes. But your bonus question is about family. In particular, someone I've gotten to see grow up, mm-hmm, which is amazing, and that's your granddaughter.
That's my love.
What has that been like for you to see the way your granddaughter sees you and what you do?
I don't call her my granddaughter. I retired again 12 and a half years ago. It didn't make sense for me for her to go to jail care. And I stayed at home. My husband and I'd be laying in bed in the morning. Her mother would bring her and drop in the middle of the bed. I'd bathe her, dress her, and do everything she needed. Weather was bad. I said, bye. Don't worry about it. We got her. And little Cadence, she can go in the kitchen. She can make the best pound cake. She knows what's next, and people have called her Little Liz. And she's always calling grandmama, checking on her. If I leave her home from over here and go to Yazoo City, she's going to call and say, you didn't call, let me know you were home. I'm like her child. Yeah. But she's a miniature Liz, and I love her to death.
Well, Mrs. Thomas, thank you so much for being with us. Really appreciate the time.
Thank you for inviting.
All right. All right. Such great wisdom there from Alderwoman Thomas. One of the things that she said that really stood out to me is the importance of time. I think we've heard a theme with that, but also realizing how you can make a difference and not thinking so much about yourself. She's definitely a great example of that. Hope you all enjoyed today's episode of Daily Dose of Good News. Be back with you guys tomorrow with our next episode. Until then, I'm Cyrus Webb saying thank you so much for being with us. We'll talk to you soon. Take care.